Welcome to Allen's Day. This is part 2 of working with that Blue Pete. Part 1 was picking it up with the white Peterbilt and getting it into the shop. Well, it's in the shop. Now, I just got to start going through it and figure out if we can get this thing back on the road or not. Like I mentioned in previous videos, we got 2009 and 2010 Peterbilt that were intentions of turning them into RV haulers. The white Pete 2010, we already did that. It's converted over, singled it out. This one here, we're going to keep it a tandem. Probably not going to stretch the frame on this because it is a 2009. We are not going to stick a ton of money into this to get it moving down the road. I think we can turn it into something functional, relatively inexpensive to have a RV hauler. This is a licensed or titled as an RV. Reason being is we've got our separate power sources already. We've got our portable toilet inside, and there's a few other things that we're going to add on to it to just make it more of a criteria, follow the criteria of that RV licensing. So first thing got to start out with is batteries. There's 4 batteries in there. They are just stone dead. I think these came out of the white Pete. Stone dead. The only way that this charger works, and a couple other chargers I have, if the batteries are at 0, they will not, the charger will not fire up. So what I did, took another battery, a good battery that has power to it, hooked it up onto the batteries, and that way it's reading voltage, and now my battery charger is running. So I'm just going to leave this on low and just let these batteries real slow, see if I can bring these back up. Had this truck about 1.5 years. It's been sitting. Let me get the hood popped on here, and I'll sort of show you what we got going on here. We robbed some parts off of here for the white Pete. We took the this had a brand new turbo on here. Oop, I don't like that. I gotta lift that up, and I think the cables are bad on that hood there, so I need to get a block on here. Let me figure out what I'm going to do to get the hood lifted up, and I'll give you a peek inside. Got a set of horses here. Borrowed the cat's bed. Let me see if I can get this hood flopped over, because I know that the cables on there are not functioning or broke or something in there. Just add that to the list, right? Oh, perfect. There we go. What we got going on with that? Oh, there are no cables on there. Maybe that's why. Well, it looks like I need to get some cables on there. You know what? I think they stole them off and they put them on the white Pete. Just like they stole the turbocharger off of here and put that on the white Pete. Well, looks like I got my work cut out for me. Got to get the turbo on here, all the lines and everything back in here. Let's see what else I got. I got a light over here and figure out what I got to do to get this thing going. Well, also I think I've got issues with that valve train up there. I'll get that popped open and give you guys a peek inside. But for now, this is what we got. Winter project. Got it in before the snow flies. Well, it's Monday night after work. Yesterday you saw what we did on part 1, getting the truck home and in the shop. Had to take took the Pete to work today because I had some stuff I had to move around, but had to get some parts and the keys that I had at work there. Now what I've got in the bag, since I bought this thing, it came with a bag of parts. Oh, I got keys here, so I got to figure out where these parts came from. These are up in the valve train, so we're going to pop that off and take a look and see what we got there. Yeah, I hope that's all it is a couple of loose bolts and some parts and we can get that motor put back together. But we'll see. Anyways, get into the garage. Oh, we got a cat waiting for us there. Jean is out feeding the horses. I've been feeding a little earlier to get the horses fed before dark because it gets dark so early. Come on, Taz, you waiting for me to get in the garage? Come on, let's go. And Jean is out here feeding.
No, fixing fence.
Oh, she's fixing fence. And I've got to get see how these batteries are doing here. Get some more lights on. And so pop that cover off and see where we're at. Batteries. I'll check the voltage on these, put the chargers on there, and then we'll start tearing into that motor, and I'll let you know what I find. I got sidetracked a little bit. Before I get into that motor, I'm just curious to see if this APU works here. So I gotta fire this thing up, or try to. It's probably been years since it fired up. And the stupidest place they put the son of a bitch is in the back by the bunk, when 99% of the time you're not laying in the bunk. So what I have to do is, and I did on the other ones, I took that controller for the APU, rerouted it, and I mounted it right up here so you can just walk back here without having to lay in the bed to get it going. But anyways, not quite sure why they did that. We'll just turn it on heat and turn the APU on and see what happens. So it looks like there's 21,000 hours on this unit here. It's got a lot of units. I don't know if it's the original one, but we're going to find out what it sounds like if it starts up. It takes a while for it to go through its system to figure out. No luck on getting that APU running. The batteries, I think, are just a little low, or something else, but I'll take a look at that. Back to the motor here. Just a suggestion, make sure that anytime you're working on a motor and pulling parts out, there's no loose debris around anywhere. So what I got to do is, I got my handy dandy blower here, and before I pull that top valve cover off, I just want to take and blow. Just want to take and blow everything off of there so nothing's going to fall down inside that motor. Well, let me pop the cover here and see what we find in here. Well, it's probably going to take two hands, so I'm going to set you guys down and go from here. Cover off. Looks like there's a little condensation from sitting. This probably been sitting 3 or 4 years that this truck is been sitting, and sure shit, the one that I'm after is back here. So I'm going to get in there and check and see what is going on there and what's the missing pieces there. What's missing is one of these bridges is off here. Well, let me get into that. Well, let me document what I got going on here. This is the wiring harness for the Jake brakes here. And so that just, these pins fit right in these holes here. Goes in there just like this. Comes out. Fold this over without, there we go. That's out of the way. Now it looks like I just have to take the back off here. I don't need to take the whole thing, but I've got to take this whole rack off of here. Well, let me get this back rack off of here. Got all the bolts out. Just gotta lift her up. Well, let's get in there and see what we got. I heard something clunking around. Oh, I got another one. Well, let me get all the parts picked up and we'll continue on with checking it out. But you can see that the keeper is off the top of that valve spring there. We just got to figure out why, if that valve got bent or if the adjustment just got too loose, it flew apart. But let me check into that. I got all the broken parts out from back here. Let me show you what I got here on the in my pile of parts. So for whatever reason, I got to figure out why the injector hold down, the bolt bent and busted. The bridges, I found all these little parts here, but this broke right here, this bridge, and I've got two of them that are broken. And then I've got my valve spring came off and the keeper. Those are my broken parts. Now I got to figure out what to do with this mess here. I'm going to put that valve keeper back on and see if I can get that valve to go up and down. If I got the valve to go up and down, I'm hoping that just it came out of adjustment or something happened that we're good. Otherwise, it's a new motor, which I'm not going to put in here because a new motor for this put in is a just a little over $40,000 for a motor in this, and it's not worth $40,000. Thank you for watching Alan's Day. Life is about making choices. Some things are already perfect. Some things you may choose to upgrade. This channel will show you both. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks again.